Have you ever heard of the term impostor syndrome? Well, 70% of people suffer from it. It's the feeling of not being good enough for the role or tasks you've been given. Both students and mentors can engage in this negative self-talk. Having experience in the field, you may probably feel confident in your work with young children. Now you've been asked to mentor a student. This new role can bring up feelings of doubt, and you might start to question if you have the skills or talent to take on mentoring others. You may feel nervous that the instructor might discover you're not qualified enough to support students' learning. This exaggerated negative belief about yourself is not uncommon. Impostor syndrome is the thoughts and feelings of inadequacy. It can impact anyone despite the education and years of experience a person has. Research shows that through mentoring others, impostor syndrome can diminish. Think of how you already mentor others in the field, sharing your knowledge and experiences. When you collaborate with others, you're offering new ideas and perspectives. Students may also enter the practicum experience with feelings of inferiority. Societal stereotypes about competence based on gender, race, age, language, class, and/or disability can make some groups especially susceptible to imposter syndrome. However, a sense of belonging fosters confidence. Building a relationship with your student is key. Dr. Valerie Young has done extensive research on imposter syndrome, and she's discovered 5 types. The perfectionist. These people hold themselves to very high standards and are overcritical of themselves. Unless they're absolutely perfect, they believe they could have done better. If they're not perfect in their eyes, they won't believe others when they're told they're doing well. The expert. The expert feels like an imposter because they don't know everything there is to know about a particular subject or topic. They believe that they have to have mastered every step in a process. If there's still more to learn, then they engage in negative self-talk, as they do not feel they've reached expert status. The natural genius. This person does not believe they are naturally intelligent or competent. If it takes longer to learn something, or if they don't do something right the first time, they attribute it to not being smart enough, and the feelings of being an imposter set in. The soloist. This person believes they should be able to do everything themselves. They feel like an imposter if they have to ask for help. If they can't reach the goal on their own, they question their competency and skills. The superperson. Similar to the soloist, this person not only wants to accomplish things on their own, they set super high standards on everything they should complete. This type of imposter syndrome involves believing that you must be the hardest worker or reach the highest levels of achievement possible, and if you don't, you're a fraud. Perhaps you recognize some of your own thoughts and feelings following into the imposter syndrome categories. Remember, you're not alone, and being able to name it is the first step. People who do not have feelings of imposter syndrome are not more skilled or talented, they just think differently. They hold themselves accountable to realistic expectations. They understand that everyone makes mistakes and no one's perfect. They can take constructive criticism as an opportunity to grow, not as a critique to their character. When you start to feel like an imposter, reframe that negative self-talk. You got this. Focus on your strengths, not your mistakes. Remember, your student is probably feeling this way too, so engage in open conversations about what imposter syndrome is and how to set realistic expectation on self and others.